I'm Anant, and let me start first by introducing you to Kristen Leach. She's a physical therapist at RIC. We have in Chicago, and like all other physical therapists, she cares about providing the best outcome for her patients. To provide the best outcome for her patients, she needs to be able to provide the most effective treatment. But how do you know if a treatment is effective? What Kristen does is look at standard outcome measures. That way she can compare results over time, over weeks, and also do results for different patients, different patients that are similar. In terms of standard outcome measures, there are many tests, but time walking tests like the 6-minute walk test or the 10-minute walk test are very popular because they're responsive to small changes in functional ability of patients, especially over long periods of time, like 6 to 9 months. And at RIC, they look at different kinds of injuries, and this test is performed for all these different kinds of injuries, as well as it's done for every patient every week at RIC. And this data is not only used by the physical therapists, but also goes to insurance companies, reported to insurance companies. So a 6-minute walk test. So here, Kristen has a stopwatch and a clipboard. And the clipboard has a form for a 6-minute walk test. So she has 6 minutes on the clock. She tells the patient to start walking for 6 minutes, start walking, go as far as she can go in 6 minutes. And as the patient is walking, she takes note of when either the person starts slowing down or takes a break, and any other abnormalities. And I asked Kristen how she measures distance, and this is Dr. George Hornby, who works in the same lab, and he took out this distance wheel and said they actually take this distance wheel after the test is over and trace the patient's path. It seems very efficient. And this is time and effort that is not being spent in patient care because they're taking this time and effort to do these tasks. So I was tackling this problem. How might we help Kristen make the best use of her expertise during these tests to provide the best, to maximize patient outcome? So what I have right now to work with this problem, I'm going to do a little demo of the WALKTRAC. The WALKTRAC is a little accessory that goes on the walker or any accessory device, but now it's a walker. And what it does is it tracks activity information as the patient is going through that specific walk test or a different walk test. So here you see that using this now I can select the kind of test that I want to perform. So let's say I'll do the 6-minute walk test for now, but it's going to be 6 seconds. So head start, it gives the patient some time to get ready, and when all the 5 lights are blue, I can start walking. And now it's actually tracking my distance and how long I've been walking for. And when that's done, it stops and then gives you the results. At the time I walked 20 feet. So, and once I'm done with that, what the physical therapist can do is connect their tablet or the computer and then download that data. Turn this off, scratching my guy. And this is what they might say. So here this is the level of detail that they were not able to see before. Zooming in, it's sort of the pace thing that you saw from Maslow's case as well. The yellow circle there shows a white cursor that gives you in that moment in time that the patient has stopped and has walked 59.3 meters. And the white plot, the gray plot versus the red plot. The gray plot is the current run that the person just finished, and the red plot is the last run. So now you can see that the patient took her first rest, a little further down the line than last week. So they've made some progress. So these are like levels of level of granularity that you couldn't see before. And going back to how I got where I am right now. So I started, I wanted to do something in the medical healthcare space, and I started by volunteering at a care facility, which was an elderly care home. And over there, they do a lot of gait training. So when they do gait training, they're trying to correct their balance problems. And I saw that a lot of the patients were frustrated by not knowing if they're making any progress. So I decided to come up with a device that would be able to quantify this so that they can tell every total week if they're making any progress. So this was my first prototype, and then I talked to more people about this, and I learned that balance, while it's very useful, it's not something that's used commonly by physical therapists. And I found out about the 6-minute walk test by talking to people at RSC and learning that there are other standard outcome measures tests that can be tracked. And the ones that they do at RSC, as I showed before, is very efficient. And I thought that was a great opportunity to tackle. So this is my second prototype that I took to RSC. This is Kristen again, trying out the prototype. And I got a lot of good feedback, and a lot of it was positive. They're really excited about it. They found it to be super useful. And some of the good feedback was they wanted the thing to be a little higher. They wanted LED not to be able to show to the patient because they don't want to bias the patient. Looking at different kinds of feedback, and this is more in detail, but it looks like the patient is able to see the LEDs. And one of the comments was also that you don't want the LEDs to be blinking all the time because you don't want to distract them and not give them any more information than they need. For example, they just want to know, the patients should know when to start and when to end, and that's it. So this is my current prototype, the Thesis working prototype that I'm working on, and you can come take a look at it in more detail at the fair. The next steps, so if I were to continue working on this, it would be to move beyond just walkers into like unilateral pains and other assisted devices, so I can help physical therapists, lead the number crunching to these devices and focus more on patient care. That's it, and thank you. I'd like to thank my mentor, Ian Schwartz.